This morning, we're talking basketball with Syracuse.com's Brent Axe. And Brent, I always like to call it the Tuesday surprise because it seems like right before the NCAA tournament every year, there's always that story. You know, we were actually saying it yesterday in the newsroom. We're like, oh, it's quiet, nothing's, you know, and then boom.
Anytime something's quiet, something's coming down with this basketball team. It's just the way it's been, Lisa. I mean, you had Arenze and Awako get hurt 2 years ago, Fab Melo last year, and now you've got an NCAA investigation. But I'm not sure how much this is really going to be a distraction for the players because it doesn't, at least to our knowledge right now, involve any of them. And last year was a lot worse. They lost a teammate. I mean, 2 days before a game, like, oh, here's Fab Melo, who was a very important part of that team. The whole team's still there. Yeah, they can get on Twitter and they can get online and look at this stuff, but they're, you know, sequestered away. They're across the country ready to play a basketball game. So in terms of being a distraction, I don't think it's going to be a problem. But, you know, this is an NCAA investigation. Well, I think the NCAA doesn't have as much weight as it used to be honest with you, Lisa. I mean, because they've got their own problems. They're still the governing body of this, and, you know, it's a problem you don't want right now if you're Syracuse. And there seems to be a pattern developing here with academics, with, you know, you had Fab last year, you had James Sutherland this year. You know, the story that we had, and it was continually updated on Syracuse.com about some people in the academic world that are no longer working for the university. Stan Kissel, the director of basketball operations, we still don't know what happened there. So, you know, this is all happening over here, and meanwhile, this team's trying to advance to the NCAA tournament. But you hate to say it, Lisa. I mean, this is not something you want on your resume if you're Syracuse, but they've proven they know how to handle a distraction.
Right. We have had some experience, unfortunately, in that. So I want to talk about, you know, we just talked about the investigation, but what about actually playing Montana today? Because we don't know a lot about Montana.
Montana's a team that you don't want to take lightly.
Okay.
They've been in the tournament 3 times out of the last 4 years. They are filled with seniors and juniors. They can shoot the ball, okay? Because the big thing with Syracuse is you get in the NCAA tournament, and a lot of teams are like, whoa, what's this zone defense thing? They've seen zone defense, and they're very good shooting the ball. So this is a team that's not going to be intimidated by Syracuse. They're closer to home than Syracuse. You know, so I think they're going to come in and say, look, this is our moment. We're going to try and take it here. But I do think Syracuse is more athletic than this team. I do think Syracuse will win today, but I think Montana is going to come in and kind of punch them in the nose and say, here we are, let's try and take this thing.
I have to put you on the spot right now. How far do you think that SU is going to go? Because we could end up, obviously, we're going to end up playing Indiana at some point, and that's a great team.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that matchup, and that is what I'm going to pick. But, you know, it's not going to be an easy road. I think Montana will give them a little bit of a challenge today, and either UNLV or Cal, they would play in the second round. Same thing, Lisa. UNLV, hop, skip, and a jump. California is a 12 seed, is 45 minutes away. How does that happen, that the 4 seed has to go across the country and the 12 seed just, you know, walks out their back door? But I am going to say Sweet 16 for Syracuse, and let's hope they get that Indiana matchup. I'd love to see that game.
All right, Brent Axe from Syracuse.com. Thank you so much. Don't forget our Nico Tamarin is in California, so of course he will have more. Stay with us. We'll be right back.